morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday Morning Wheelchair Wake and Bake here on To Be Blunt. I hope you've got something loaded, rolled, or packed, because, you know, I hate smoking alone, or, in this case, vaping alone. I've got my volcano bag here loaded with some Elmer's glue, I believe I'm starting the day with, which is a little weird, but I mixed it with some CBD, so it should take the edge off that. But cheers, everyone. Alright, so that fits. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what to do with all your keef. If your 4-piece grinder looks anything like mine, then a lot of times you'll have a decent amount of keef in there. And this is not because I have self-control, this is because I have bad memory. So what I'm going to tell you, now you can use that to top bowls or, you know, dust joints or whatever. But this is a pollen press by Interplanetary, Interplanetary Development. And the reason I went with this is, I think $15 on Amazon. It comes with these 3 different size dowels, but they're all metal. Which is not really common for a pollen press. Most pollen presses you find are going to have plastic rods. So this is super simple to use, honestly. I like to use a little spoon to make sure I don't get shit everywhere. You can use a funnel or whatever. But basically what you do is, ideally you would have a scale, and you would, you know, put this on and tear it out to 0. But I'm just going to put a couple of healthy scoops of this keef into this pollen press. And what this is going to do is this is going to make a puck, which I can then cure and make something that, I'm not going to say it's definitely hash, but it's very hash-like. I believe that there's a couple extra steps to make actual hash. But all you do is put the other dowel in and screw it down. And I like to leave it there for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And what you're doing is you're busting up all those trichome heads, and you're essentially making them kind of smush together. So they're very resiny and, you know, very, very sticky on their own. But when you do this, they just, you know, they basically burst and they bind together into a puck. By the way, this is typical rollable, but I love the fact that this just slides right in there. I can, you know, set it aside for a moment, or do that. You know. Anyway, so I'm going to cut this a little early, but eventually what you end up with is, like I said, a puck. It's just going to be compressed keef. Slide that out. And there you go. It's now I also like to use something a little thin to kind of get this off that other disc, or the other dowel. I will just kind of slowly go around and release it, and there you have a perfectly pressed little disc of keef. Now here in Oregon, I've known that many you know, dealers not inside dispensaries will sell these as hash. Again, to my knowledge, you actually have to treat hash a little bit differently. There may be a little bit too much plant matter in here for this to technically be real hash, but it's very hash-like. It's hash-like enough for me, and to be honest, It's so hash is for me a very mellow smoke. I love it at nighttime, and for me it just kind of winds me down. It but this little puck, at this point, what you should do is cure this just like you would any piece of grown flower that you've grown, that you grew yourself, that you have to cure. So I'll probably I'll put that in a airtight container in a dark area for maybe a week or two, and it should just kind of make a nice mellow smooth smoke. And I can use that in either my 2-bowl hash pipe here, or I can I can crumble up, put it in there, or I can crumble up and put it into the volcano. So I've got some options, but either way, that's gonna it's a nice little way of keeping discs of keef around if you're not going to use them right away. And even better, to my opinion, is that this is about the size of it's a little bit smaller than a quarter. I want to say it's about the size of a Tums. So you could actually get one of those little containers and just pop a bunch in there and have a airtight storage container. So the pollen press by Interplanetary Development. Interplanetary Development. It's $15 on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's eligible for Prime. It's all aluminum, all metal. This is a must-have for me. I go through enough flour and collect enough keef, even with the vaporizer, that I've this puck is the amount of keef that I've collected since I got that vape. And admittedly, one of the things I'm doing is going through see, I've been planning to buy this for a while, so I've been saving my stems, and the stems out here are coated in crystal. So I grind this up in this, and I'll throw this into a bowl, and I'll produce a dank bag, and then I still have all this crystal left over, all this keef. So I'm making these little pucks, and again, hash is honestly one of my favorite ways of smoking. I just love the product. So, for me, this is an investment that makes sense. It's not too expensive. It's going to last. It uses the product that I would otherwise basically just be topping an occasional bowl with. And, it takes it and makes it into something else that helps me sleep better than almost anything else I've got. So, yeah. Now, maybe one day if I get a wild hair up my ass, I'll grab another one of these things of the THC isolate, and I'll throw that in the pollen press and see what happens. But, that's a video for another day. So, well, folks, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you go out and make it a wonderful day. I love all of you. Take care. Thank you for watching.